Another day, another dollar. Well, I'm not working today, so I guess I don't have an extra dollar, which is stupid, and which is why I'm reading this book, Think and Grow Rich, because I don't think you can really get rich in life if you are reliant on one source of income that happens during the week. So 2025, that's the motto. So it is the beginning of 2025. It's pretty loud because the heat is on because it's winter. So I'm going to test out this ASMR. See how this works. But welcome back, Joy, to the girls' room, to your very needed therapy session with a very unlicensed counselor in yourself. So let's get into boys in the bathroom. So right now I am questioning my emotions and pacing a little bit, hanging out in the shower, sitting down in the tub, letting the water just hit me because my emotions are hitting, and I'm realizing that love hurts. Being a lover girl hurts, and that's just that. And I'm just now starting. This is what, month 2 of being a lover girl. Yeah, it's interesting. And I was just on the roof pacing because, well, one, I have to walk the food off from dinner, but 2, I don't know how to deal with these feelings. And I'm wondering, is this PMS or are these legitimate feelings? Not to say the feelings during PMS aren't legitimate, but they're not really. They're definitely intensified. And it shouldn't be PMS because I just finished my period. So I think I'm just feeling the things. And I don't know that I like it. I just ran into a friend at church and we chit chat and we keep each other updated, as girls do. And I was just telling her, I don't know about this lover girl era. I mean, I love it, but I also hate it. I'm so hot and cold. I'm so up and down with how I feel. And I feel myself like resorting back to wanting to be a little more heartless. Not in like a mean way or malicious way, but just feeling all of these feelings for people and different people, it's just so overwhelming. And I think that that's just one of my learnings from this period, that I really can't give my heart to everyone or to anyone until there's some sort of commitment. Like, I'm catching myself, getting the flutters and getting the feels, and then reminding myself, oh, it's only been a month. I've only really known you for a little over a month, and I'm over here like, why haven't you called? Who are you with? Don't ever talk about dating other people. Like, I am jumping back in, I think, to old habits. And I'll say that old habits loosely because it hasn't been so many people. I had this period of time or a couple people where I just kind of dove in, and after a couple months we were like locked in, this is life. And then for the majority of the time outside of those like 2 people, it's been a little more heartless. It's just been very disconnected, I'll say that. It's been dismissive, it's been disconnected, it's been at an arm's length, but I know that there are things that come with that, which is just an arm's length connection. So I want to get out of that, but I don't want to dive right back into just being overly smitten so quickly. Like, how do you pump the brakes a little bit without saying, like, I think we should stop talking as much or hanging out as much? It feels weird to say. And it was on the tip of my tongue yesterday. It's just like, ooh, I almost feel like we shouldn't spend this much time together. But how do you say that to a person? You almost just have to slowly walk away. But that's not something that's super kind. And I want to be kind, obviously, because I'm a kind girl. But I'm just like, all right, I need more distractions. I need more dates. Even with people I'm not like super interested in, that's fine. Someone reached out to me on Hinge with like kind of loose plans, I guess. It's like, here's my number. Let me know when you want to go out. I'm free after 8. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe just for a distraction from other boys. And I'm like, why do I fall so hard so fast? It's like I like you, and then really the last thing you should do is speak about these boys. I think I just have to really keep everything close to the chest. Like, if I'm talking to someone or in like with someone or smitten, and there's kind of action and there's like, oh, when we hung out, I don't think I can tell anyone, because as soon as the cat's out the bag, it's like the person disappears or ghosts you. It's like, now I'm out here stupid. Nobody's fault but my own. It's my own fault for giving life to a situation that was lifeless, for having expectations that really weren't even there. Like, I'm not expecting anything, but you know, I know what happened yesterday. Like, I know that we had some sort of connection and that we were supposed to hang out the following day, and you didn't call me. I didn't know that. And that's fine, because when that happens, I definitely spiral, but it's just part of the learnings. Like, I was spiraling so hard last night. Last night, I hit up 2 boys. One is backup that I actually did end up seeing. And one just like, I was like, oh, so you're just gonna flake? Like, you were my first option because we had talked about this. But it's fine. You know what? I'm cool. I'm collected. I'm not salty. I don't care. Deep down, I know I care, and I'm just going through it, and I'm telling my friends, like, yeah, he's dead to me. I hate him. If he calls me, I will pick up and I will leave, obviously. But that is so unsound and unsavory and chaotic. Like, our emotions just this chaotic? Is this a woman thing? Is this a people thing? Because when I talk to my male friends, they're not going through this. I was talking to one the other day, and I said, listen, I have feelings. I don't like being a lover girl. It hurts, you know? It hurts when you're waiting by the phone, and you're not trying to wait by the phone, but you just are, because you're excited to hear from someone or whatever. And these boys, they don't do that. They're out here doing whatever it is on their schedule, and I really wish I could do that. But if I like someone and we have plans, or we don't, but like there's been some sort of action, especially recently, like yesterday, then yeah, I'm kind of thinking about you. And I'm thinking, should I text this? Can I text first? Yesterday, I'm going through it like, you know, you're crying in the bathroom, well, the shower to be specific, because you're being thirsty. This is why you never text a man, ever. That is thirsty. And that's why you're crying. I don't think that's a healthy thought. It's not thirsty, but I keep forgetting that I've told myself to do nothing, do absolutely nothing. And the men that really want to court you or be around you, hang out with you, whatever, will do that, will find a way. But I'm also just not really that person. It does take some sort of like control out of my hands in this weird way that I'm like, if I want to talk to you, I should be able to do that without risking you not being interested in me anymore because there wasn't a game or a chase. And realistically, guys do need some sort of hunt. Everybody needs something. And I get that. I do. So it's hard to figure out what this list needs to be, which is why I need a roster and why I need to date multiple people that I like, because then I can try out these forms of communication without risking heartbreak because I have a couple backups. Now, I don't know how realistic it is to have like 3 or 4 guys that you actually kind of like, and then you're trying out different methods of communication. Like, okay, I never text this guy first. I never call him. He always calls me. But with this guy, I call him to see how that benefits me. But everybody's so different. So it's like, well, maybe this guy just does that because he does that, and it has no bearing on what men do. Dating is hard, but I'm here for it. It's part of the journey. I might just have to get used to having near cry sessions in the shower. I don't know that I shed a tear, but I'm on the verge all the time, and I'm just, maybe I should cry. Maybe that is a better and healthier, more therapeutic and cathartic way to release all of these feelings that I have recently developed, or at least have recently reemerged, because obviously they're in there. And I know, and this is probably why I have not really been taking dating and men seriously, because I know that I fall hard and I crumble and I fold like a pretzel. And I like men. Like, I love men so much that it hurts. So if there's somebody I'm semi-interested in, oh my God. We also, as women, not just me, because I'm not crazy, we fantasize a little bit. We're like, oh my God, you're amazing, I love you. Be mine. I've had these crushes, but now I'm stepping into, okay, let's hang out. And I don't have many on my list at all. I actually had a conversation yesterday about, these talking stages that people are in, and essentially that I am not just talking to people. But this guy that I'm kind of entertaining is. And I kind of shot myself in the foot with that one because I wanted to be all rizzy and forward-ish or flirtatious, whatever it was. I'm like, I would be really upset if you were talking to other people or dating other people, even though knowing in my heart and in my head, like, actually, I want to date other people, and maybe this is a great way to say this. In the event and not, whatever. Maybe I will. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm talking to other people. My heart almost fell to the floor. I was like, you're what? With who? He said, I'm not doing what we're doing, which, to be clear, just in case you watch this back, it's not sex. It's just hanging out. It's just dating and, playing house, as he says. I said, you're talking to other people. How dare you? But it was a great segue because I, in fact, want to do that and wanted to communicate that. And so we did. It's like, you know what? I think we should date other people. I said that. And it was very helpful to know that he already is. So he's not going to be mad at me for saying it. Because I don't know how a man would take that. But he took it well. I didn't take it well. I was like, well, why are you taking this so well? And why are you talking to other people? You really don't need to. Like, I know that's so selfish and doesn't make any sense and kind of irrational, I guess, for me to require you to only speak to me, even though I will go on a date tomorrow with someone else. I just feel like I'm the full package. So you're talking to people and it's not serious. Like, what's the point? What is the point? And so we kind of like talked a little bit about that yesterday again. I'm not asking to have these conversations, but he thinks there's something going on in my head because he thinks I'm overthinking. And I don't think that I am. Or at least I wasn't. I just had probably a blank stare. He's like, who's on? What's on your mind? Let's talk about it. I'm like, it's nothing to talk about. But you know, let's be mindful of how we're using words and how we're showing up for each other. If you are doing this with someone else, and maybe you're not doing it fully with someone else, you're not fully, you know, engaging in the same way and making time and going out of your way, as you say, but let's be mindful of how we communicate our feelings toward each other and how we identify each other as, you know, a thing. It's like, well, if you're a thing with me, he didn't say that, but if you're this with me, you can't be this for other people. And he's like, we're adults, blah, blah, blah. I know you're talking to other people. I'm not disillusioned. He didn't use that word either, but essentially, I'm not disillusioned into thinking you're only talking to me. And I'm like, well, why is it that guys always think that every woman has a plethora of men? We don't. I'm literally just starting this journey. And, you know, the list ain't a list yet. It's you. Is that crazy? Like, don't make me feel like that's a crazy thing to just be entertaining one person. Like, that is what gets a lot of people in trouble and pushes people to get in situations, at least I'll speak for myself, has pushed me in the past to get in situations, just this stigma that I believe is running rampant in these single streets, where if you're not talking to one person at least, then you're the problem. And I resent that. But a lot of men that I run into, like friends of friends, whatever, they're like, you don't have that one guy in your phone that you can just hit up whenever. And I'm like, no. And they don't believe it. And it's like, why don't you believe that? What makes you think that that's the norm or should be the norm? And what are you saying? Because I don't have that. Because I know I'm amazing. Who wouldn't want me, you know? Like, obviously I have some things to work out. For starters, I have to like be open and available, and as my friend says, look, you know, just look up, make eye contact. I'm like, oh yeah, I should do that. I guess that is the cheat code. Be open, be vulnerable. It takes time, and so I'm doing it now. It's been a rough day. It got way better because, and this is the worst part, this is the bad part, it got better because both of these boys, after not responding to me and having me out at a friend's party without knowing where they were, having communication, I'm over here on my phone like, wow, so you're just not going to respond to me? So you're just going to leave me on red? I don't know that you read it because I don't really have that feature, but how dare you? So now I'm like, okay, cool. She's single. It's fine. You don't care because you're a thug. you have a big heart, but squash it. Clearly, you don't know what you're doing with it. Your head and your heart, they're not friends. So what are you going to do? You're going to go with your head? You're going to be heartless out here, not care about these men, have these men fall in love with you, and you just skirt? Or are you going to open your heart up and then let these men squash you like a bug? And that's how I felt. I felt all these things. I felt squashed like a little tiny bug because I hadn't heard from him. I was like, okay, cool. I see how it is. You're dead to me. You're dead. So I go home. I'm in here. I take a shower. I get ready for bed. I was a little long in the shower because I was spiraling just a little. I was like, well, okay, your heart betrays you, and this is why you've been how you've been for these past several years, not taking it seriously, because as soon as you start liking somebody, Joy, as soon as you start, it's a problem. You fall in love, and the love is not always reciprocated in the way that it needs to be. And then also, are you even in love? Are you just infatuated? Are you giddy because, I don't know, you're in the clouds? Either way, not fun. But anyways, I get out the shower. Who knows how long I was in there. Sorry, water. And what happens? Both of those men, within the same, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes, hit me up. And I'm like, oh, so you're trying to crawl back into my life? And this is so dramatic because, it's not like you have to respond to me within 30 minutes. You should, because I'm going to literally not want anything to do with you if you don't, until you call again. And that is chaotic. That's why I can't be trusted. That's why I need a love guide. And so you have to be my love guide. You gotta be it. Because I do not want any one or two men or three or more, whatever, to affect my day in any way, shape, or form. If they text me back, cool. If they don't, fine. It doesn't affect me because I have other things going on. And I actually do have other things going on. Like, I actually don't need to be with you. Especially if we haven't actually made a plan or a date. It's just like, oh, you haven't texted me back, and I thought I was going to see you, but maybe not. None of that matters. Like, you gotta be cool, calm, collected. How do we do that? We don't know yet. More distractions. More men. 2 clearly isn't enough, because that's just, the odds are still not in your favor. Like, yeah, you thought that your backup was going to text you in between, but he didn't. So now what? Now you're upset that 2 men didn't text you back? Oh, but you got out the shower and they both hit you back, and now you're okay? I didn't immediately respond at all. I'm like, the moment's over, like, my emotions they're exhausted right now. But I did pick up the call because it's a call. The text, I'll wait a day or however long I want. Call, I pick up. And so, though I made the decision to not see either of these men because they didn't hit me back immediately, I made that decision in the shower. It was loose. It was like, that chaotic back and forth, hot and cold, confusing messaging. And he said, "Are you still up?" Yes, I am. Yeah, I can spare a couple minutes. Turns into a couple hours, obviously. And I'm like, what am I doing? I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. Because I'm like, listen, don't take it too seriously. And I personally think by spending time with him, it helped me just kind of recenter and be calm, cool, and collected. Because if I hadn't, I probably would be spiraling. It's like, oh, so you just don't care. So you're just out here talking to women. Yeah, you must also be doing other things, because you don't need to see me. It's been a couple weeks. What's going on? And I feel like it was necessary to be seen and to see him. We had a nice time, just a little catch up, nothing crazy. Saw some coyotes, and just like enjoyed each other's company. I definitely need to maybe come up with a better game plan. Like no calls after. I'm not sure. Like I was up, so I'm like, I don't need to necessarily play this game of I'm not up, but it's past 10. It's like, no, I'm up. Went to a party. I hit you up actually, asking if you wanted to hang out after the party. So you made it. You made it in time, I guess. And hang out, just literally talk. And he's like, this is really weird that I like you enough to just talk to you and be in your presence. It's never happened before, and I like that. That's the energy I like, because you're not really gonna get much else. But you're gonna get a great talking mate and a good companion, somebody that provides a little peace and levity and a little cute. So that was nice, but I think I need more from different people. Seems like that's gonna hurt more if I like them, because it hurt last night. I'm like, I don't even know why I like the other guy. I just met him. But that's what I do. I'm stupid. No, that's negative talk. You're not stupid. You're just a lover girl, and you didn't know it, and you didn't realize that you got this big heart that you want to just give to everybody. You gotta ration it out. Not everybody even makes the roster. You gotta get past like a couple weeks of consistency, probably, maybe even a month. And then it's like, okay, I'm talking to someone that I like. And he's this and he's that. But only talk in here. Don't talk out there. Don't talk to anybody about anything, ever. Because as soon as you even speak this person's name or any characteristics about him, what happens? Boom, vanished. Poof, he's gone. So now you're looking stupid. When people ask, what happened to that one guy? You're like, what? What guy? I don't know. Who? Oh, that actually never really happened. I talked to him one time, thought I liked him. He hated me, clearly. And that's that. So I'm okay with the fact that I spiraled a little bit. It's Sunday, so it's the beginning of a week. I have actual things I need to do. I gotta focus. I have to focus on everything but men. They're there. So I can make an effort to communicate with just no heart. No heart in it at all, because my heart is a dangerous little thing. And I can't be trusted. So this, whoever he is, that's gonna be the one or two or whatever, you're gonna have to just like make it known. And otherwise, everyone's just gonna be friend zoned. I don't want to have any barrier talking to any cute man. I don't typically, but I'm also like, ooh, is it thirsty if I like hit him up? Even though in my head I'm like, no, I don't want anything from you. I'm just thought of you or saw a story that you posted, so I decided to message you about it. Like, no big deal, but the fact that you're acting kind of weird makes me feel like you think that I'm being thirsty or something. Yeah, I can't focus on men. They're gonna have to do all the work. Oh wow, the heat's off. You can hear me now. Perfect timing to end the episode. End therapy, because honestly, this therapy session is kind of a wash. It's all over the place. It's a roller coaster, and maybe I don't need to ever revisit this point in time. I mean, it's good to have. It's good to document, like, hey, nobody's perfect. I got a big heart. I think I might lock it up just a little bit. I don't want to bury her. She's important to me. She's part of me, but she is a tricky little thing, and she gets hurt, and she's super fragile. So the lesson is, you really got to go with the flow. Like, don't just say it, but do it. You know, like, build this roster, go out with multiple people so that you're distracted by other male presence. Like, I really think it's the testosterone and the masculinity that can distract from itself. Like, it's hard for me to distract myself with work and creative things when I'm trying to distract myself from a masculine source. Like, it has to balance out with or be knocked out by another masculine source. And, you know, some guys are more masculine than others, which is why I like the really masculine ones more. And immediately I'm like, oh my God, you showed me you're done? You shoot things? Oh my God, like, marry me, ask me out. The other guys that are like softer and compassionate and kind and, you know, all those good things, but like lack a little bit of the like aggression and assertiveness that I like. Like, did you just choke me? Okay, no. I don't want to be manhandled like that. But the other guys, you know, they're still masculine, and they're just probably a little more like timid because, you know, it's 2025. You never know who you're dealing with, so you gotta be careful. But I just love a strong man. Like, it is my weakness. So let me go ahead and just like balance it out with some just other men. Be open, be vulnerable. Be open, maybe not that vulnerable, because we are learning a month and some change in that you being vulnerable and your heart just being like on your sleeve practically. I mean, the communication is still being worked out on, like, you know, how do I actually articulate this to a man properly? Because I can't just spit everything that's in my brain, because that's crazy. The things that are in my brain are crazy when it comes to men. It's like, oh my God, I just like you so much. Like, you can't say that after one day. That's how I feel, but you know, feelings are fleeting. They go away, which is why I can't be trusted, because I know, even looking at these men sometimes, I'm like, I thought I liked you, but I don't think I do. And then I like you again, and then I'm like, oh, you did something like it. So, yeah, love hurts. Get a helmet. And on that note, I will see you in your next therapy session, where we talk about boys in the bathroom and we recap what's going on with your boys outside of the bathroom.